George Santos might have gotten into office through lying, but now that he's there, he is committed to solving the true, real problems facing his constituents. For instance, he's just signed on to a bill that would make the AR-15 style rifle the national gun of the United States. People have been clamoring for decades for that. So many lives are lost with it not being officially recognized as the national gun of the United States, but he is working on it. It's the AR-15 National Gun Act, sponsored by Alabama Republican Barry Moore, Georgia Republican Andrew Clyde, and Colorado Republican Lauren Boebert, who's basically a sentient handgun herself. Reminder that Andrew Clyde was the congressman who just a few weeks ago was handing out AR-15 lapel pins. So that's fun. You can see that shot right there. Representative Barry Moore, who initially filed this legislation, was at a gun shop in Alabama, and he said there, the anti-Second Amendment group won't stop until they take away all your firearms. One rule to remember, any government that would take away one right would take away them all. Asked to follow up about the death of Roe v. Wade, he had little to say, I presume. In any event, he's a big fan of the gun. He says, and there's not an actual full write-up on this. It exists mainly in their minds, I guess. But the summary says that the AR-15 style rifle chambered in a .223 Remington rifle or a 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO round would be the national gun of the United States. And it does make some sense that a gun, this popular and this notable would get some recognition. I mean, it does occasionally get coverage in the news when virtually all prospective domestic terrorists choose it as their weapon of choice. It's been very popular amongst mass shooters, people who want to kill school children. So it does occasionally get a little bit of play in the press from that, but it'll be nice for it to get the stamp of approval of the US government.
Yeah, okay, here's a twist for you guys. I think this move makes sense. It makes sense in a couple of ways. So number one, there's only one political group in this country that doesn't mind outrageous liars and con men and crooks. That's the extreme right wing. They kind of love it. And who's their messiah? Donald Trump. And I say extreme, and only because I'm being kind. The reality is it's probably the majority of the right wing, right? So a lying con man, that's their leader. There's a guy they still look up to. Are you sure Santos lied more than Trump? Are you really sure? I'm not at all sure, right? So if you do, and they don't, look, the left will punish you for the slightest transgression. And that's actually a problem for the left, okay? There's not nearly enough for people who talk about restorative justice, etc. I almost never see it on the left, right? So I'm being honest about, I think, our side's flawed. But on the right, as long as you say to them, I hate the libs, I want to own the libs, I hate the others, they're like, oh, come on in, welcome in. Who cares? Oh, you were a giant liar. Who cares? Campaign finance violations. We all do campaign finance violations. Don't be ridiculous, right? You scam people out of money. That's the whole point of the party. Welcome to the party. You're late. Okay, so he's not wrong in his calculation that the more extreme right wing he goes, the more die-hard advocates he's going to pick up. He's going to go from no base to a base, right? The right wing does not mind liars. At all. So they will probably open him with welcome arms. And so that's politically well played. And remember, look, he might lose because it's a purple district next time around. And I mean, the idea that a Democrat's gonna hold anyone accountable is comical. He has almost no power, so if they would hold anyone accountable, it would be someone like him rather than Trump, right? So yeah, he might lose his seat at some point because of one of those two things. But at the end of the day, if he maintains a right-wing followership, then he's famous and popular and can milk that for the rest of his life. He just becomes a right-wing celebrity. Does a podcast, people will go on it, and he'll get more and more extreme. This is actually a well-worn path for con men. And so it's logical in that sense. And then the AR-15 being the national gun is also logical. Yeah, because there's nonstop massacres here in America, and that's what we're known for now. Murdering each other nonstop. We literally have a massacre every single day in America. So what else should be our national gun? Let's own up to it. We've lost our minds, and so us murdering each other at scale is kind of all American now.
I don't think he's going far enough. I think we should make fentanyl the official pill or drug of the United States. I believe that the pit bull should be the official dog. The Tesla with the autopilot driving system should be America's official car. I don't know. I think here's the thing: he can take comfort in knowing this. There is only one other person on the planet who lies more, and that guy is on trial for the murder of his wife and kid. His name's Alex Murdaugh. So Santos is like the second biggest liar in America. So, I mean, look, I don't know how. Argue with me about this, Cenk. Wouldn't he want to court at least some of his base in Long Island that might get behind him and say, okay, this guy's pulling his act together a little bit? Or is he just gone?
No, Brian, I think that is what he's doing. So like, is he gonna get any Democratic votes? Of course not, right? He's probably lost independents, probably, but I'm not sure, right? What he's doing is solidifying his Republican base so he at least doesn't lose the primary, right? And by the way, if he makes it, doesn't get any legal consequences and wins the primary and loses to a Democrat, that's kind of respectable, right? And so I'm not kidding when I say, if I was him or if I was his advisor, I would advise him to do exactly what he's doing. Solidify your base first and hope that you could expand out of it. And don't worry, America's full of lying politicians. And you were kind of a spectacular one, so people might not let it go for a while. But this is your best route out of this mess.
Yeah.
I wonder why he didn't get. They didn't do like cancer is the official disease of America, because it probably doesn't make a very good lapel pin. It like that. I was just wondering.
Yeah. And then we can debate whether we should cure cancer or not. Biden said he was going to cure cancer in his administration. Now the Republicans can take the other side. Be like, no, it's our official disease. You can't wipe that away. That's disease replacement theory.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, look, I think your theory about why he's doing this makes a lot of sense. It's the sort of stuff that he's been signing on to for some time. He also wanted to do some sort of commemorative coin to recognize service dogs. That I think was specifically designed to appeal to me, and I will be moving there to vote for him. But he also wants to, he signed on a bill to encourage colleges to ban TikTok. He's gonna sell that as the anti-China thing. Yeah, this is just designed to make the right wingers like him. Maybe he can squeak through a primary. My guess would be that he wouldn't. But if he does, then even if he gets absolutely destroyed in the general election, he'll just say that it was stolen. Like he's very comfortable lying. And Carrie Lake has been for months now riding the gravy train of saying the election was stolen from her. So why not lie about that?
I'll end on one last quick thing here. I mean, if you guys think I'm doing hyperbole or oh my God, you're just a partisan, you don't like Republicans. No, remember, to this day, 2/3 of Republicans think that Joe Biden is not the president, that he did not actually win, that Hugo Chavez is ghost and Dominion and Fauci stole the election. And Trump actually won. By the way, 52% of Republicans believe that Joe Biden organized the riot against himself on January 6th. So you sure that Republicans don't like liars? I think they love liars. They want those sweet little lies. We're superior to everyone else.
Yeah.
They should all obey us. Oh, democracy doesn't mean majority rule, it means white rule. They love those lies.
Yeah. And they're not gonna let something like the fact that he wants to honor the weapon that the Buffalo mass shooter used in his own state stop them. It's sick, man. It's sick.
And by the way, guys, it's not, okay, you may mean to say one more thing, John, it's your fault.
I apologize.
Okay, so by the way, it's not like he's alone on this. The guy from Alabama is the one who introduced it. A bunch of Republicans are on it. They're like, oh yeah, the gun that massacres all these Americans. I love it, let's make it the national gun. I don't know if blood was dripping literally down their mouths as they said it. I'm not positive, the news reports are not clear. There's no legitimate reason for an AR-15. I wrote that online, the reaction from right wingers, oh yeah, I got a government tyranny. Oh, so your other reason for killing it, for using it, is to kill government officials and not just random civilians. Whoa, that sounds like such a good idea as to why we would need this and make it the national gun, right? If you're hunting with an AR-15, you're the worst hunter in the world. The only reason you'd have an AR-15 is to murder other human beings, and these bloodthirsty Republicans celebrate it. That's just a fact.
Well, literally celebrate it in this case.
And also, and also, they make a joke of it too, which is honestly, it's just a cynical ploy to kind of be provocative and poke the left in the eye with this whole, instead of a stick, an AR-15. But at a time when these mass shootings are occurring every single day, I know you said this was going to be the last thing you were going to say, but I was going to end it anyway for you. It's just ultimately, it's just like, it's not a joke. Like let's try to do something about it. And it's just so cynical that it's so sad that that's like a joke, like making pins out of it. They don't care. It's just a joke to just sort of wage the fight for the preservation of just any gun, any weapon.
That's not a joke. A joke would be like the day after Trump finally keels over, Rashida Tlaib sponsors legislation to make the Big Mac the national sandwich of America. That would be a joke, and I would support that bill because it's a delicious sandwich.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.